Much. Councilwoman O'Keefe, you have anything you want to speak on?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Jennifer Larson brought up the fact that her father is a developer and that she thought the fair share housing deal was a good deal. And it may be, Jennifer, for most municipalities in New Jersey, but Ringwood is a unique municipality in that we're 100% in the Highlands Preservation Area. And I've seen some misinformation online on social media. It seems some current council members are trying to revise history. So I just want to clear things up. Councilman Ferretti and my position is the same as New Jersey Republican leaders, John Bramnick and Holly Schepisi. We don't think a judge who has never been to Ringwood should decide how many affordable units we need to build. Ringwood is in a unique position to fight this unfair mandate. In 2017, Tom Dunn stated Ringwood could fight tooth and nail against any development, affordable or otherwise, because it is located 100% in the Highlands Preservation Area. The stand we should have taken is that we have no responsibility due to this fact. Our council majority has spent hundreds of thousands of our tax dollars pursuing the dream of high-density housing on Skyline Drive for wealthy developers and political allies. Instead, we should have been working with Republican leader John Bramnick in the fight for no high-density development in Ringwood because of the direct impact it will have on our schools, traffic, emergency services, police, and environment. High-density housing will lead to higher taxes and changing the natural landscape of our community. This isn't a new idea for my Republican council colleagues. They have been trying to do this as far back as 1985. Then it was a proposal to build 477 townhouses on Skyline Drive. In 2017, when the town could have taken Mr. Dunn's advice and fought this unfair mandate tooth and nail, they didn't. Instead, they used our tax dollars to hire a planner, environmental consultant, an engineer, an architect to devise this preposterous plan. Today, they want you to think it's the only viable alternative, padding the pockets of wealthy developers and making Ringwood residents foot the bill. Nothing could be further from the truth. When Councilman Ferretti and Bolton and I ran in 2017, we ran against overdevelopment. The residents of Ringwood don't want this, and they sent that message loud and clear. Unfortunately, our fellow council members aren't listening. It's obvious that the majority doesn't care what our residents want. They actually brought this vote up at a May meeting when it had been rescheduled to fall on a Thursday evening before Memorial Day. At that time, I recommended taking the fair share housing off the docket until the public could be involved in this important decision. They refused to do so. Using the standard ratio of 1 affordable unit to 5 market rate units, Ringwood would need to build 1,075 new housing units to meet the obligation of 215 affordable units. That's over 1,000 new units of housing for our community. The current proposal calls for 2 4-story developments on Skyline Drive at Fieldstone and the CVS Strip Mall. There would be a total of 256 rental units built, but only 44 of these units would be credited towards our affordable housing. The plan is wrong for Ringwood. For starters, it calls for rental units, not owner-occupied. This immediately changes the character of Ringwood, since currently Ringwood is 95% owner-occupied. The people who live here take pride in our town and are fully invested. The units on Skyline Drive won't be owned by the families that live in them. They will be owned by wealthy developers looking to turn a profit. Are there better alternatives? Yes, there are. Should we be obligated to build any affordable housing? Of course not. We should have fought this tooth and nail, as Tom Dunn had recommended, and the number shouldn't have been 215. It should have been 0. However, if they insist on making us liable to the state for 215 units, we should find a way to satisfy the obligation efficiently with as few units of new housing as possible. They'll do 44 now, but we'll still be obligated for 171. And in 5 years, the state will be coming back to us to see what our new plan is. And that will be when the council majority will probably push for more high density housing built by their wealthy private developer friends. As for the state of our downtown, there isn't a resident in Ringwood who doesn't want something done about this abomination. We really can't fault the property owners. They are fully aware that the town has been spending hundreds of thousands of our tax dollars to make their property worth millions more. And some people say the town has let these properties fall into disrepair to further their cause. They seem to want residents to think the only alternative to what we have now is their flawed plan that will make them millions. For decades, our Republican council colleagues haven't held these owners responsible for even the most basics. We would like to see these relics of the past replaced with a shopping village with character that entices the many visitors who pass through Ringwood to actually stop and spend money here. Think about Warwick with Sugarloaf, or maybe Bearfort Village in West Milford. It's time we provide residents with a reason to shop local and give visitors a reason to stop and spend money. The plan they're proposing doesn't achieve either. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman O'Keefe.